Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the 11th Annual Eagle Eye Open, presented by the Campbell family. We are here at the lovely Haywood Valley Disc Golf Course in Armuchee, Georgia. I'm Austin Lytle, sitting here with Matt Versola. What's going on, man?
What's up, buddy? Welcome back, guys. We got round 2 here at MPO Lead Card. Hope you are able to join us for yesterday's coverage from round 1 on Saturday. We're back out here for round 2 with the lead card. I.Robinson, Team Prodigy, 10 under par. Alan Brown at 8 under. Dave Feldberg at 6 under. And myself, Matt Versola, also at Team Prodigy, at 5 under. We're back out here starting it off on hole 1, par 3, 400 feet. Plays a little bit longer than that. It's kind of a push, stand up to hyzer shot. You have to kind of traverse the entire distance of this hole. You don't get too much skips up there. So we saw the shots from yesterday. Let's get into it and see how this lead card can fend on hole 1 today.
Yeah, you really want to, like you said, get something to stand up that pushes that corner pretty good. Nice little ground play if the ground's dry enough for it. I think that's Isaac's FX2. Is that a little high?
He got it out just a little bit wider than yesterday. Still catches that left side, but he'll have a putt.
Yeah, I think the play here is definitely a high-speed driver. I mean, the kid has got some good power, but I think the driver is the best play on this one.
Dave's just a little inside there, catches the corner tree. You really have to make it around that tree while pushing straight and then hyzer after it to really get onto the green inside the circle.
Yeah, I'm anxious to see Alan Brown. He's a local out here.
This guy rips.
Maybe just a little bit of nerves off the first hole.
Yeah, just didn't get the height right there on the first rip of the day. I mean, to start your round, it's, I wouldn't necessarily say a full power rip, but a solid 80-90% shot just to get the flight of this one right.
And it looks like you did pretty good there.
I thought I got this one perfect, but it just was a little short, a little early. So I'm back there with Isaac.
Still give you guys a look, though.
We've got a putt. It's a little tricky when there's some trees hanging over that corner, though, right next to the basket. So here's Alan Brown for his up shot.
Yeah, he's probably about 100, 150.
Should be relatively routine, up and down. Puts that Proto PA4 up there nice and close.
Nice. Dave. Oh, yeah. That's Dave's sinus, right? Sinus?
Yeah. So as you can see here, I'm close enough for a putt, kind of right on outside the edge of the circle. But that V tree right next to the basket is a little squirrely. It's got some branches hanging out, yeah. And really got some limbs to contend with here on this putt. As you can see, Isaac's disc is right next to mine.
You got to show him how to do it, right?
So I'm trying to show him the way here. And I showed him how to secure the 3. Not the best run for myself, but either way, par on the first hole, not too bad.
Let's see if Isaac can get creative with it. Like it needed an Anheuser putt.
So Isaac had was just a little bit further right, so he had that angle through the tree a little bit better than myself, but again, it's hard to control the height when you got to throw it through all those limbs.
Right.
Alan's able to secure the par.
It's a good start off. Looked like a pretty confident putt.
Yeah, as a fellow Georgia disc golfer, I don't get to play with Alan Brown too often, but I was excited to play with him today because it seems like most of the time when I do play with Alan, it's out here at Haywood Valley. He's a local. He's out from Rome, which is about maybe 30 or 40 minutes from here. But yeah, I was excited to play with him. He's always got a good head on his shoulders and a lot of fun to play golf with. So
yeah, everybody
positive. Cleans up their par here on hole 1. We'll move right into hole 2.
Should have some good vibes for this round. All right, like you said, all pars on hole 1. And now we're going to look at hole 2. Par 4, 450 feet. The tee shot is demanding. You want to be right. We saw it on the last round. If you hadn't seen it, go back and check it out. Left is not good. You want to be on the right side of this fairway so it give you a better approach of this secondary tunnel on the fairway. Secondary fairway. Isaac. Making the correction a little bit.
Isaac smashed this.
Oh, okay, he just said I'm just going to go straight into the second.
He smashed it past the second fairway and is about 50, 60 feet into that tunnel.
That's a pretty good shot.
That's one of the longest shots I've seen. And Dave's a little good. We're going to be pinched on that left-hand side again, just like the first round. We'll see what he can do from there.
Nice. Alan's going to throw a sidearm.
Alan's got a very strong sidearm and backhand. And just gets a nick off one of those first trees. He's going to be pinched a little bit left as well.
Oh.
So I get just the tiniest little push off that branch. I didn't carry forward quite as much as I wanted to, but I did get the push right, which opens up the options on the angle for the secondary tunnel.
Yeah, that was not a bad kick. It's like Alan's just laying up to the mouth of the fairway.
Doesn't quite get it far enough. He gets right onto the corner, but with the sidearm of his quality, I think that should be no problem for him to get up and down from there.
What are you throwing here?
So I'm trying to flex an F1 into the gap. I released it a little early and just pushed that right side of the fairway. It had the flight that I wanted on it. It's just I just pushed the right side of the fairway. As you can see from Dave's shirt, we got a little bit of a left to right wind here.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a little tough to contend with. And Dave's got a similar shot to yesterday. He's looking at a bunch of really small gaps here, so he's going to have to be super accurate here on the second shot.
Oh, wow.
And Dave almost hits the hero gap just like yesterday, but he gets to the green. He's going to have the same putt he had yesterday for par, but he's going to have it for birdie today.
Here's Alan's up and down.
And he just pushes that right edge of the fairway. Like I said, there's a little bit of a left to right wind here, so it's hard to gauge how much push you're going to get out of the hand.
Yeah, you can really see that wind picking up. Dang, that's a crush of a drive.
And just to have a jump, I mean, he didn't even jump, just to have a layup putt for your easy birdie.
Must be nice.
So I gave this one a run, kissed the outside chain a little bit. So I was really, I was just putting it up there hoping to get the birdie, but I'll be happy with the par here.
Yeah, par's good. Alan's long. Another close run. I have to settle for bogey there. This is Dave for his birdie. There it is.
And Dave converts on the birdie.
Great putt. Nice bar from you. I think everybody else has got little routine tap-ins here. Alan for the bogey and Isaac with a tap-in birdie, making this hole look extremely easy. And it is not. There it is, Dave and Isaac getting the birdies. Alan with a bogey, Matt par.
Here we go into hole 3, par 3, 320 feet. Slight little ridge to throw over here off the tee, and just to get it inside the circle here, you really have to keep it under this ceiling, but high enough to get through that thick grass and get the skip towards the pin. So we've got Isaac here with a PA3.
Choosing just the beeline shot.
Releasing in a hard hyzer right at the pin and gets that late turn.
Oh my goodness.
That's the ideal shot.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Very nice.
I was surprised he threw that putter with as windy as it was, but he's got the control for it.
Dave trying to do the same thing. Looking like the wind's getting underneath that one a little bit.
Yeah. So I'm trying to flex in Bowling Green D3 and just don't get the height that I needed. And there we go. You're not getting much skip in that long grass unless you're, inside of 40 feet from the pin. Alan's going to take this shot, and he had the height that I wanted, but the wind actually pushed him to the left side of those trees. So he's going to have a tricky putt here for birdie if he does have a look.
Long approach for you.
Oh, nice. Hit it, please. Thank you.
Good trees.
I get by with a little help from my friends there. It's going to keep me close for tap in par.
Dave's obstructed putt. Ooh.
Dave throwing in slow-mo with the Mentos putter. Came up just a little bit short. He was trying to ride the wind all the way there. It was tough to read because it was kind of swirling.
When that putter comes out, I always know something crazy is probably about to happen. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the same putter he used at the USDGC when it went up and came in the backside of the basket, and he did the 360 around the basket.
Airplane Dave took
Yeah.
a trip around the pin after that one,
Yeah.
if I do recall.
You need to go back and watch that video, but
Alan makes a great putt to save his par. His birdie bid got caught up in the trees there, and he's able to tap in there. So
that's a good up and down.
yeah, that's it's
things
tough to be on the
considered.
left side of those trees, but he's able to manage. Here I am tapping in my par.
Tap in for par. Tap in from birdie from Isaac. Tap in for par for Dave.
Checking out the CTP, seeing if there's any chance he was inside of it.
Yeah, I don't think so. Another good birdie from Isaac. And we are off to hole number 4. 215 feet. Very demanding shot off the tee. Just very close. You want to get something moving right to left. Try to get a little skip in there. Or land it all the way because there's rocks on the green. And Isaac's still leading us off. He let that one go a little early. Made the gap, though.
As long as you get through this initial gap, it's about 4 feet wide, maybe 30 feet off the tee. As long as you get through that initial gap, par is pretty routine on this hole, barring any issues on the putting surface. But if you don't make it through this gap, you can you're going to have yourself a battle to get to par. This green is pretty guarded.
Nice.
That's my just throw it long and through the gap, and hopefully it hits something in there, which it usually does. I'm going to have kind of a guarded putt there from my birdie.
Right, it's in the gap, though.
But either way, it's in the gap. Allen with a nice shot right down the middle.
Just stays straight and punches in.
Didn't get the ideal skip, but he's going to be about 25, 26 feet out for his birdie putt.
Isaac's the longest of the group. Probably about 35, 40-ish. Just leaves that one a little bit right. Allen's probably about the same, similar distance, 30, about right at circle's edge, I would guess. Looks like that wind is just enough to make players like question what's going on with the wind.
You guys are making minis over here. How cute.
How cute.
All right, and this is that obstructed putt.
Here we are. Stretched out to the left and got just a slight little bit of Anheuser on the putt. Put it up a little high into a straight headwind, and
She caught.
she caught it. Nice
putt.
catch. Nice catch.
Yeah, no, good putt. Dave's closest to the group. He's probably about 20. You were probably about, what, 25, 26 feet?
Yeah. Yeah. So here's Feldberg for his birdie. He was not able to get this hole in the first round. He actually took a bogey on this one, so I know he wants to make this putt.
Oh, yeah. And this is the 10-time ABR. He putts with this one normally when he's
And he drops it in for birdie.
inside the circle. Mentos comes on the outside. And I believe Dave threw his old Triple X Huck Lab stamped off the tee. So, 2 birdies, 2 pars, and we are off to hole 5.
Here we are at hole 5, par 4, into the wood line, 460 feet. The ideal shot here is about a 300 to 340 foot shot to the landing zone there, so you can just throw a nice straight shot into this tunnel to the pin.
Yeah, I think the thing is you can't be too greedy on this one. There's some trouble to be had.
Can't be too greedy, and you don't want to be left.
Yeah, exactly. And that's ideal spot there.
Anywhere right here where these gravel roads intersect is perfect. Put you in position to look down this tunnel shot.
Ooh, stood up nicely.
I made the correction from yesterday. Instead of throwing the D1, I threw the D2. We did have a little bit of a left or right wind off the tee, so I knew I wasn't going to get as much hyzer as I did yesterday and go in early by those tractor buckets, but that one works out nice. Isaac keeping it a little bit lower. Same thing as yesterday.
Throwing way up
It's
in
the
there.
same exact tree. Otherwise, he's skipping 50, 60 feet into the gap.
Yeah.
But it sits down in a good spot.
Alan looking to duplicate it.
And Alan actually gets straight up into the gap there. So I'm not sure if they were able to get a shot of this, but you'll see after we throw. You can see here, all of our discs are in a line, right in the ideal landing zone. Dave's the shortest of the group, and we just progress even further straight down the line. So lead car here, sitting in good position here, looking for 4 birdies, hopefully.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's super early.
So Dave's a little early left. Looks like he's going to be on the other side of the creek.
That plays, right?
That is in play. The
Okay.
creek is actually casual.
Okay.
There's no out of bounds over there.
Yeah, there's not normally water in there. It's only after good rains.
So I'm looking for the A3 in there. I just turned it a little too much into the left-hand side and left myself short. I was disappointed with that one, especially being right in the center of the fairway, looking right at the chains.
You trust yourself to just out the backhand.
That's right. And here's Isaac
PA3.
laying up an easy PA3 right to the base of the green.
About 25, 30 feet still.
Alan going back to the PA4.
Oh, yeah. 15.
And he's got the CTP there for tap in birdie. So here I am, not as hot of a start as I wanted in this final round. I really wanted to put one of these long bids in the first few holes, and just a little off. Here's Dave. Tricky putt, a lot of branches to contend with from the other side of the creek.
Here's Isaac from about 25. Yep. Routine from that kid.
So Dave actually went a little long on his previous putt and put himself kind of stuck between those last 2 trees. Luckily, it's close enough he can just drop that in.
That's pretty good. You clean up your par. Alan's going to clean up his birdie.
And that's a nice birdie from Alan.
Oh, yeah.
It shows you just how to play the hole. So we got birdies from Isaac and Alan Brown, Dave Feldberg, and myself. Even par.
Yeah, going into this, the new temp hole here. This is 5A, and it's like straight uphill off the tee shot. Then after that, it goes down the valley and then back up it. It's blind basket off the tee and a super tight line. I think this hole still needs a little bit of work, maybe 1 or 2 trees gone, but it's a temp hole, like we said. It's in the works. It's
So
a fun
Isaac
hole,
really
though.
likes this wide line here, and he's throwing a super overstable disc. He was able to hit that gap perfectly both rounds, and he just catches a little cabbage there on the right-hand side before hyzering back in there. So Alan
Really?
turning a sidearm into that early gap and just has it a little too high in the air. As it comes back, it ends up probably 80, 90 feet long of the pin.
Wow.
So here goes Feldberg. So Feldberg's trying to throw a backhand into that left-hand gap. Looks like he executes it just fine there.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's
puts
what you
himself
want.
about 7 feet from the pin.
Yeah, I like that inside line like you did.
And taking inspiration from Alan here, I'm throwing an F7, Proto F7, so it's a little more stable than your typical F7. Trying to turn it into that early gap, and I did the same thing. I left it a little too high. So I'm about 50, 60 feet out as well.
Wow. Pretty good success rate, though, from everybody on the card. This hole's a lot harder than they made it look.
We were all able to use putter for the second shot, which I'm not sure that happened on every card out here today.
Correct.
Isaac gives it a great bid up the hill. This is actually a pretty steep uphill from where Isaac was at. You can't really tell the height of that putt, but gives it a good run. Here's Alan from deep of the basket. Sends it up there and actually hits a little metal. Keeps it close. So the wind had just barely died for that moment. So I'm going to try a little spin Anheuser putt, nose up, try to get it up the hill. You can't really see the basket. It's behind that second tree on the right.
Oh, yeah.
Put it right in the heart.
Finally cashed one of those big ones.
Finally cashed one of those big ones. So here I'm feeling like, okay, now we're going to start to get things going.
Oh, beautiful little Anheuser, buddy. Good putt.
Yeah, the bottom of the pin on this one is actually above my head. So I was really excited to make that one a nice nose up, uphill putt.
That's great.
And you can see here how close Dave was off the tee.
Oh, that's sick.
Good shot, Dave.
Good birdies, gentlemen.
AB likes to throw it away in the last round.
A little commentary on the, what was that, the Las Vegas Challenge?
Oh, that was the Memorial.
The Memorial. I guess we were watching live.
Yeah.
While we were out here playing in our own tournament.
There we go. We got two birdies from Dave and Matt. Alan and Isaac taking their clean pars. And, things are starting to heat up a little bit. Going into hole 6 here, this is a very gettable par 5. It can be eagled. Big turnover tee shot gets you down to here at the landing zone, and then up the hill, down the road, just slightly off to the right is the basket. Some of the bigger arms will make this hole look easy, but with a little bit of wind, it can be pretty difficult.
If you saw our coverage yesterday, you saw Isaac Robinson throw one of the longest drives anyone has ever seen on this hole. Let's see if he can do it again. Dave, getting caught up a little bit early on that right corner. Should be able to get something to get up and down from there.
You're going with the sidearm play out the right side. A little high, a little turnover.
We had a little bit of a right to left wind here. I really just wanted to throw that one flat out the right side and let the wind push it to the left. I ended up throwing some Anheuser on it, exposing the bottom of the disc to the wind, and we all know what happens when you do that.
See ya.
You might as well just put your sails up and ride the wind. So I'm stuck in the left-hand side. Here's Isaac throwing that hyzer flip down the left side, letting it work to the right. He goes into the woods and actually gets a beautiful kick out of the woods. And I just put him right in the middle of the fairway.
That's great.
So he's going to have another opportunity, just like yesterday, to try to get up and down for that Eagle 3.
Things are going good. Things are going good.
So Alan throws the little bit more of the height that I was looking for as well. Going for the same shot, and it just keeps turning into the ground just a little early.
It's not a bad play, though. You out of the woods, trying to scramble.
Try to take it down the left-hand side there. It gets a kick back to the right. So I'm going to be stuck with a standstill shot for my third. Alan, with the turnover, catches a few branches on the way and he actually almost made it to the green on that shot.
That's pretty good.
So he's going to have a decent opportunity for birdie still.
Dave out of the right side woods.
Dave's looking for the roller, didn't get it over enough.
It's fine. Puts it in the middle.
Still in good position.
And this is the eagle play we're talking about. You get far enough.
So he was deciding for a few moments to go over these trees or under. He opts for over and just
it's over.
Pulls it a little early inside the corner there.
It's not
so
bad.
Here I am stuck on the left-hand side in the twigs. So I've got to stand still.
And nailed it.
Got the Bowling Green D3 there. Skips up for a nice tap in for the birdie.
That's very nice.
This is a hole that the birdie's definitely doable. Regardless of how much power you can get on your shots. Correct. You could really throw a mid-range 3 times to get the birdie here. But I wasn't able to capitalize yesterday, so I'm going to be excited to tap that one in for birdie. Dave with a great shot with the Cenas. Going to leave him about 15 feet for the tap in.
Alan Brown. That's a pretty big upshot to be at the top of that hill.
Alan's inside the circle for his tap in as well. So here's Isaac.
Long eagle bid, easy
Long eagle
birdie.
bid. That's pretty far uphill as well. Wasn't sure if he was running that or just laying it up there, but looks like we're
You never know with the Robinsons.
right.
All right, everybody's got routine birdie putts here. Everything's about 15 feet, yeah.
So that was actually a birdie from Dave, birdie from Alan, as this is a par 5.
Yeah.
It's a birdie for myself, birdie 4, and
birdie
a
from
birdie
Isaac.
4 for Isaac Robinson as well.
Good birdies by the card.
So like I said, birdie's pretty routine there. I think on the lead card that everybody should be taking birdie or better. Here we are moving into hole 7. Nice little par 3. It's downhill. It's 350 feet. Plays maybe just a little bit shorter than that, but the initial gap on this hole is pretty demanding. Low ceiling. There is not a lot of room to travel left or right. Once you get through the gap, you pretty much have to pipe this one straight downhill, 320, 350 feet.
And Dave saying turn it, you have to turn that a little bit. But kick down to the middle, not bad.
So something to make this hole a little bit more difficult. We have a nice right to left wind, which you cannot feel on the tee, but as soon as you make it through this gap, that wind is pretty strong. I squared up the right side of the gap.
That was pretty close to being good, though.
So luckily, I didn't kick off to the right or the left, so I'm still looking at the fairway. Isaac going PA3 again, just doesn't get the height on it.
Yeah, I think you really need a mid for this one.
You really want a little bit of a ground play to skip towards the basket at the end, but
I think you need a little more glide than a putter just to carry this hole.
that guy does some incredible things. I'm pretty sure he parked it in the first round coverage we had with that putter.
Yeah.
74.
So I'm shooting with the Bushnell rangefinder, looking at about 200 feet left. I throw my 400 PA1, release it a little bit early, but it scoots through the left-hand side. I'm going to be just inside the circle to save my par.
That's pretty good. It's
That's
still a daunting shot.
Yeah,
if
that
you get
upshot-
knocked down early.
If you don't get it through the gap, that upshot is difficult.
Or even this approach shot. It's all downhill. It's got a fast green. It slopes off to the right of it. It can be scary. Alan with his nice safe approach on that. You see that he's trying to land it soft because this green is.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you kind of did that.
Yeah, I think Isaac just threw it right into the cameraman's foot.
Oh, it's fortunate he was there. Didn't go much further.
He catches a lucky break there. So I'm able to crawl in there for par. I'm happy about that. And although it looked like I was staring into the basket in the well of dreams there, I was actually
Yes, sir.
holding the basket. These baskets rattle if you hit the cage.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to keep. You could actually. It was audible. You could hear it from where we were standing. I wanted to at least get that basket to quiet down before Isaac threw it in his butt.
I don't want it to be vibrating.
So yeah, the idea is to hit the chains and to fall into the tray, not just throw it into the back of the tray. But hey, there's no pictures on the scorecard, right?
That's right. They all say par. All pars from everybody. Going into the signature, one of the signature holes out here, the tractor hole. You got a tight tee shot downhill out into the valley. Wind's normally gusting, and it is parked up right on top of that. I think it's a seed drop behind the tractor.
It's a low ceiling, tight gap. You also have to throw it high enough to get that ground play to finish towards the pin. Let's see what Feldberg's got.
Yeah, this is the hole you see when you pull in. You always want to get it.
Throws a touch of Anheuser at it, keeps it nice and low, gets that ground play right to the pin, and actually skips up and hits the tractor.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a great shot from Dave. I'm taking the F1 here, trying to pop it out there on some Anheuser.
Anheuser it is.
I executed the shot, just left it a little bit high.
Okay.
Skips along the pin.
It's not bad,
So
though.
I've still got a putt.
Anything down there gives you a putt. So Isaac throwing that putter again?
This is actually an A3.
A3, okay.
A3 that flies dead straight.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah. And Alan's actually going for the sidearm gap here. There's a couple branches to contend with over there. It's that gap has tightened up a lot over the years, but he puts it right down the center of it, and he's rewarded.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just outside the circle here on the backside. And just chained out left.
Yeah. And this is an elevated basket, so any missed putt is guaranteed at least 15 to 20 feet.
As you can see and hear, that wind is howling. It makes just your typical routine putt, which we've just seen there. I.Robinson, not one to
Miss a 30-footer.
miss routine putts, but you know that wind affects the flight of the disc and maybe what's going on in the head during that putt as well. So, unfortunately, myself and Isaac not able to capitalize on a decent tee shot. Here's Alan for his birdie.
It's pretty good. He needed that one.
That's nice. Kickstart the engines again.
Mm-hmm.
Dave switching to the Cetus in this headwind putt here.
Hear that dinging? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear it. Not me. Someone's phone is on.
And Dave claiming that someone's phone is on. I think there may have been a ringer or a ding, notification, something going off during that putt from maybe one of the spectators.
And we're on it. 2 birdies, 2 pars again.
That's right. Moving right along here, we got 3 players in the double digits. I'm still at 8 under, 3 under on the round. Not horrible, but little ground to make up on these guys in the lead here. Hole 9, par 3. We're playing to all the way to this little chapel structure here, 475 feet. I believe we've got a raging headwind on this one, which is pretty typical for this hole. The wind's coming down off the mountain in this valley. Dave gets a nice rip out there.
Oh, yeah. You can see the magic
flight.
carpet ride. Pretty good shot from Dave.
You get to see some of that power here from Alan Brown.
Oh, yeah. Taking an overstable disc and launching it. Very good.
So I've got a 169 gram D1 here. Popped it out, and I was happy with this shot. Was able to get a good full flight on the disc.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty good.
You can see how much of a headwind we're throwing into, how soft these discs are landing in the field. Not much forward skip to be had out here.
Makes it pretty hard to get at 475 up that little hill.
Well, just wait for this shot. Isaac throwing the D1.
Yes, dude.
Gets the turn.
That's right.
Actually gets a little skip. Isaac's throwing it pin high.
Okay.
Just about 70 feet right of the pin.
It's hard to be accurate, I guess, in the headwind.
Definitely. So Dave tried the hyzer yesterday. Left himself a little outside. Let's see what he's got today. He's going right at it, looks like today. And he gets a nice roll out. Gives him an unobstructed putt right through the doorway there.
And you're going through the doorway
So
as well.
I'm throwing A3 here. I'm trying to throw it flat and just slide right into the doorway. And I yanked it. And one of the worst things that could happen, I threw it into the little structure there, and it rolls back, but
Leaves you absolutely nothing.
stays right. It stays left of the pin. So I'm going to have something saucy to get that if I'm going to make that putt. Isaac actually has a putt, which he almost drains.
Wow. That was a tough bid.
Absolutely.
Close bid.
So I really have to reach out for this one. I can only see just a couple of inches of the edge of the pin.
Wow.
And just a little flick, I really was like, I had to make sure that I hit chains on that one, because if I airballed that, that's a little cut roller with a putter in the wind. Who knows where that's going? So I was pretty amped about that one.
Oh, yeah.
Such a simple, close shot, but at the same time,
I can't believe you threw that hard.
I really had to.
Yeah,
See how windy it was. Throwing a putter in that angle in the wind is just asking for a blow away. So
absolutely, and you got to keep pace with the card. Trying to keep pace with the card. Everybody's parring. Still moving along. A little battle for second place going on. Alan Brown and Dave Feldberg. Dave's moved up into second now. This is hole 10, the last hole of our coverage here. Par 3, 385 feet. Moves left to right. Sloping hill left to right. Sits just perched with a pretty strong hill right behind it. Players are going to look to keep it low, as the ceiling requires a pretty low shot. So, a real laser of a shot, 385. Come back just a little for him. Okay. He gets the shot, gets it down there a little bit fast. He'll have an uphill putt about 35 feet. They're still thrown into the headwind. This is the same direction as the last hole here.
Yeah, that makes it very tough to get. This shot requires a good bit of control. And that headwind just makes it that much more difficult. I think Alan was actually going for the flex line there.
Yeah, and he lets that go early.
Lets it go a little early. I'm going to go for the same line, and I slipped a little bit and let it go early as well. So I'm going to be short and right with an uphill putt through the trees.
Yeah, he had some branches to contest with.
Not what I wanted after jamming that last putt, but we'll have to make do with that. Here's Isaac throwing the same shot as yesterday.
You know what that disc is?
I cannot remember what that is for the life of me, but he's throwing this one really well. He threw it great both rounds.
Oh, yeah. Alan throwing this PA4 again.
And he actually exposes the bottom of the disc to the wind there, and that one turned it over.
Sam! There you are. What, about 60, 80 feet?
So I'm about, 70, 80 feet here, and I wanted to give this a run, but I ended up just laying it up with the flick putter.
Nice.
There was a few branches, as you can see, hanging over there. I certainly didn't want to hit those and roll back.
Just a little right.
So Alan's not able to save the par there.
Have to settle for bogey.
He's going to have a putt for bogey. There's Dave for his birdie 2. Looks like a tailwind putt uphill. Depends, probably 3 or 4 feet above him here. And that
doesn't get it up in the tailwind.
Tailwind just keeps him down.
Gotta get it up.
Alan needs this for his bogey.
Oh, no. He got it up, but tailwind didn't drop it.
He was actually putting slightly downhill there, and unfortunately, he's gonna take 2 strokes on this one.
That's a beautiful birdie from Isaac, our leader, showing you he's the leader.
Fun fact: Isaac and his brother Ezra, the highest rated brother duo in the professional disc golf world.
Mm-hmm. And we're fortunate to have him here in Georgia. Matt and the...
Getting a little love from the crowd for that par putt. A little hair flip.
Beautiful par, buddy. Isaac, Feldberg, both at 5 under for the round so far. Versola at 3, and Alan going back to even. Mixing things up a little bit. Thanks for having us, Ace Run. If you haven't checked out all the other videos, to go back and watch them. We got one more coming down to the finish, and we'll see if Feldberg can make a run up for Young Dung Isaac. I'm Austin Lytle. We'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for watching, guys. Catch us for round 2. See you here in a sec.